Hey guys, this is Missionary Experience. We have so much going on today. You're not gonna believe it because we've got a mixer, we got a foundation to pour, we got an electrician coming. We did a lot of this last week, but we also have a lot more to do this week, and you'll see some of the final products. So if you stick around, you'll be able to see everything that's going on today. So guys, if you're watching our video, please make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube, to also hit the notification bell right there next to the subscribe button. That way you guys can get updated as quickly as possible. We have our little bitty block house. It's one of our first ones. We have some of the final product here and how it's setting up. The walls are stout and they're not going anywhere. There is no moving, no matter what you do, not even budging. So looking great, looking good. I like it. Hey guys, so we just spoke with our carpentry teacher. We went over the plans of the carpentry shop, and it's gonna be big. We need it to be big because we're gonna have a lot of students that are gonna be building and having their projects going on simultaneously. So we're actually thinking about bringing the carpentry shop all the way out to here. There's this line right here on the ground. So about that way, it's about 30 feet by like 48 feet wide. And we're gonna have to do a footer around this whole thing. So we're gonna basically go down a foot and wide a foot and put some rebar in that footer all the way around. It's just gonna be one big open covered area. And right here in the middle, we're gonna do some posts that will support the middle part of the roof. So like right here, the roof is gonna come up, and we need some supports holding up the center beams and things like that. So we've also gotta figure out how to get all this water out of here. It's kind of trapped. As you can see, we've got some blockage going on right here, like this right here. This is all blocking, and even to your left, to you a little bit. We got some stuff. All this stuff just needs to come out and drain. It's all just kind of like a soup bath right now. It's not good stuff. So I gotta be a little careful with this too, so we don't get stuck with the Bobcat. But we're gonna be cleaning all this out and digging the ditches today as soon as we get back from lunch. And most likely be buying all the material for all of this. You guys can see over here, they're welding. They're gonna be needing this as well. I'll show you a little bit. We have these right here because this is gonna go up underneath here, probably like this. When we put a vibrator on this, this will shake and it'll sift at an angle on that mount over there, as you guys can see. So it's gonna be angled like this from here down. All the good stuff's gonna come down through here, and we'll be able to have access to it. We'll be able to shovel all this out and bring it over here. And all the rocks that aren't fitting through that hole will slide off this way and run off out that way. The Bentonville group is coming, and they're really excited. They're gonna be helping us with that carpentry shop. But they also recommended that if we could pour the footing for that, it would be better, because then they could just go ahead and start putting the blocks up and then not have to wait a few days for the concrete to dry. So we're gonna try to get a head start on that with them. I'll bring my students in and do a little project with them, which will be good for them to learn how to use the mixers and how to use the rebar and how to do a little bit of foundation prep. So we're excited. We got a couple extra guys here. They're taking a lunch break, which I think we're gonna go ahead and take ours now. So see you guys in a minute. We're gonna get our chicken to go because just thinking about all the things that I'm gonna have to do today to prep for tomorrow. I'm trying to think of all the things I gotta order. So the delivery for the gravel, the sand, the concrete, and we gotta go get the wood to prep the foundation, because we're gonna need the Bobcat to dig a lot of that ditch out so that we can dry a lot of that up. So there's just a lot going through my mind right now, trying to figure out what's the best way, and then order maybe the mixer. We have a neighbor that lets us rent his machine sometimes, so he's like, anytime you need it, let me know. So I could call him. It would cost me like 800 limps an hour, or a day, sorry, 800 limps a day, which is only like 40 bucks. It's not bad. Maybe a little less. Or I could just pay people to hand mix it, and I don't know. I got a couple of things I'm kind of wrestling with right now, but we'll see. Maybe after lunch I'll know what to do. This is our motor for the mixer. It's super heavy, and we need it because it's what's actually gonna turn the material and mix it really nicely. So we just got this. We got the first part, so that's the important part, and then we gotta find the right gearbox to turn the mixer. So My students were really hot. I had this inside, but they were really hot. They didn't realize how heavy it was when they picked it up, and they were moving it out here and they hurt themselves. Check out his arm. Show the camera right there. Look how silly that was. ¡Oh! Quebró su brazo.
No lo siento, no lo puedo mover.
We're here at the 𝙎𝐿𝐿𝐼 school getting some wood. We had some from a project that we did. Back here we built a classroom. This is the front of it right here. This is the kindergarten area, but they needed to have a bigger space. They used to have one back here. It was falling down, it was made of wood, and it wasn't stable, and they couldn't use it. We built this. Looks like we still need some sidewalks here, and some windows and doors, and some foundation on the inside, you'll see. It's not quite finished in the bottom. And then the last step would be electricity, which they've already pulled the poliducto, which is this right here. So you can run the electricity up through the ceiling and tie it in to wherever the breaker box is gonna be. But they're just pretty much open air rooms so that they can have classrooms. So pretty much all it is, but we have all the wood this year, all these extra pieces that we brought from our property, and we're gonna go ahead and try to see what's left that's still good that we can use for another project. The wood is loaded up. We got all the usable wood. And these guys are bouncing around. This road is awful. But we're gonna head back and probably unload this here in a couple minutes and then start digging out the foundation of the new carpentry shop. So we're a little pumped because that's been something we've been waiting on for a little bit. Me specifically, have been wanting to get the carpentry shop back to full operation. The previous carpentry shop was great and all, but it got too small. So we've just been needing a big carpentry shop for multiple reasons, but also because my teacher, his shop is in his house. So that kind of like messes things up because you don't want a bunch of students coming to your house. So we're gonna do it the right way and get a big shop going. That way everybody can be happy, and it'll be better for our carpentry teacher as well. So let's get to it. I don't know what I did, but I found a sinkhole. And I thought I was being clever by going at it at an angle, but since this is the corner, the back right tracks, or left tracks, slid into the ditch and sunk me in really good. And so now I'm pretty much stuck. I'm not even gonna attempt to, I have attempted to back out once. As you can see, my tracks are not getting up over this spot right here. And so it's pretty much, look at this. So just this right here alone is about a foot and a half of just mud right here. So, I could sink this in and be pretty deep, but right there, it's just so much deeper. So all of this needs to dry out, but that's not the case. We're gonna go ahead and get a tractor to come pull us out tomorrow. I tried to get my friend to come get me today, but he's like 2 hours out. So looks like we'll just park this here for tonight. I don't have to worry about nobody stealing it. So yeah, it's pretty stuck. I've tried the whole, I know many of you are probably like, why don't you just back yourself out? Well, what you don't realize is right here, the bucket can't even reach down there. If I lift my bucket up, the whole front end will sink and it'll basically put it in the cab, and I don't want that. So I can't even get to the solid ground right here. It's probably 4 or 5 feet deep of just mud right there. I was gonna use it to help with our foundation digging, but that's gonna delay everything. So we'll just have to do it by hand, the old-fashioned way. And maybe tomorrow we'll be able to pick up the sides here and do the ditch and level all this dirt out right behind you. Thinking about leveling it all out this way because it's just, I don't want to close the ditch in, so if I pull it back this way, it'll build this up a little bit. And hopefully eventually we can put another pad right here and another covered area or a loading dock or something so we can bring the wood in for the carpentry shop or furniture out. So you can see from this angle, it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to digging, get my bar. Well, I think this position is a little better, but I can't reach the bottom to get a good grip. So we'll leave it like that. I think it's a little better for the motor, but you guys can see that it's not going anywhere. There's so much suction going on right there. We're just gonna have to give it a nice wash after we get it out. No bueno. Hey guys, so this is Missionary Experience. Sometimes we just don't get the full blessing of a successful day like this. You guys can see that I got stuck, but the blessing is that I do have a friend that's going to come help me get out tomorrow. So we try to look at the bright side. Don't let that ruin our day. We've been able to do things by hand, at least the part that we were going to have to do by hand anyway. So we didn't even get this finished. So it's not really going to make us get too far behind. We'll just pray that we can get everything done tomorrow and hopefully pour the foundation for the footing. We'll see. We got all the sand and all the stuff that's delivered, which has been nice. As you can see, we got the sand, we got the gravel. So this is gonna go all the way around, and we got some extra concrete, and then the rebar is coming on the next trip, which you guys probably won't see because nobody cares about rebar. That's gonna be hidden in the concrete, but this is just what we do right now, especially this week. We've just been kind of going at it a lot, trying to get everything just right. I have a guy that's coming tonight to bring the gears for the concrete mixer. And so that's gonna get done. Hopefully, well, buying the gear, hopefully I can afford it and get the gear, and also for the motor for the sifter to vibrate. And we're gonna mount that. That's coming along real nicely. But that's pretty much it for today. We guys hope you guys have a great afternoon, great evening, and that you guys enjoyed watching Missionary Experience. See you next time.